Hello friends, today we have a very interesting topic. If I ask you who you are you a C# developer or a .NET developer? What you will prefer? What you will answer? How they both are different? Today I will answer all these questions and I will also share how I was thinking that I am a .NET developer. But then one day, one very senior client developer told me that he is a C# developer. So some years back I joined a new project and until then I was thinking that I am a .NET developer. Okay, on the very first day of the project introduction meeting, everybody was introducing himself. Then a very senior client developer introduced himself something like this. Hey, my name is this around I have 22 years of experience and I am a C# developer. Now in my mind I said what C# developer? Now, whenever any senior or more experienced person claims something, then you have to cross check your own understanding, right? So, when it was like my turn, then I have to introduce myself. I was still in shock. So, instead of saying I am a .NET developer, because then that senior developer might judge me, right? So, I said something like in a different way. I said I have this much years of experience and I worked in both .NET and C# technologies. I did not said that I am a .NET developer or C# developer. So I think at that time it's a smart answer. But the questions there remains the same in my mind, C# developer or .NET developer. Now after doing some research on the internet, what I found is there are Java developers, Python developers, PHP developers, etc. etc. Right? That means C# developer is the right answer, right? Because all these C#, Java, Python, all these are programming languages. Then if that is right, then what is .NET developer? Like many of us think that we are .NET developers. So is it wrong? Now to understand this, first we should know what is the difference between C# and .NET, right? Now first let's quickly see and revise it and then we will know who are we, whether we are .NET or C# developer. What is C#? What is the difference between C# and .NET? The simple answer is, like all other programming languages, JavaScript, Java, PHP, C# is also just a programming language. But to be more specific, C# is an object-oriented programming language which runs on the .NET framework. And what is .NET? .NET is a framework. See, .NET framework looks something like this. Here if you see, there are many other things and components here in the .NET framework, like common language runtime which manages the execution of programs. Things like memory management, security checks, etc. are done by CLR only. Then we have framework class libraries, which is the collection of classes provided by .NET framework. For example, you may have used a string class or collection classes. All those are part of the framework class libraries. Then we have data access. Together, these two will make the base class libraries. Then we can create different type of projects in .NET framework: web services, web forms, window forms, web API, etc. etc. Then common language specification component. CLS is used to compile all these language into some common assembly. For example, if the same logic code is written in different languages like C#, VB.NET, then what .NET compiler will do? .NET compiler with the help of CLS and CTS will compile the code in the same common DLL or assembly with no difference. And finally, at the top of .NET framework, we have our programming languages supported by .NET framework. It can be VB.NET, C++, C# or JavaScript. Now you know C# is just a programming language, whereas .NET is a framework for building and running softwares and applications. Hope the difference between them is now clear to you. Alright, now you know the difference. Now if you see Java developers, they call themselves Java developers because Java programming language is supported by multiple frameworks. So rather than calling themselves like Spring developer, Hibernate developer, which are frameworks, Spring and Hibernate, they simply call themselves Java developers, because that means that they can work on any framework of Java. So which is good for them, right? Similarly, PHP developers call them PHP developers because again PHP is supported by more than one framework like Laravel, Symfony, CodeIgniter, many others. But in case of C Sharp, C Sharp is only supported by .NET framework, or you can say .NET Core framework. Therefore, saying yourself a C Sharp developer or .NET developer is 99% the same thing, because 99% of .NET projects are written in C Sharp languages only. But here is a small 1% exception here. If you have worked in C Sharp, that means you are a C Sharp or .NET developer both. But if you have never worked in C Sharp and worked in VB.NET or C++, then you cannot say you are a C Sharp developer, because then you are a .NET developer or VB.NET developer. But still you might know C Sharp. Then again you can say you are a C Sharp developer. So that is the thing. So so finally I agree that I am both .NET and the C Sharp developer. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Now the most important part is, do not forget to like and subscribe the channel. Together we will make our learning experiences a very happy experience, because my name is happy.